Okay, so today I'm going to break down Genshin Impact, a game that you might have heard already by now. It's fairly popular in the past year or so, and it's categorized as a gacha game, which I didn't even know what that term was until this game came out. Um, when I first saw this game, I didn't really care too much for it. I don't like this type of kind of characters, anime looking characters. It's just not my thing. There's nothing wrong with it, but I've never been attracted to these type of characters. But when I saw the gameplay and especially the music in the background, it really got my interest because that music, that original soundtrack, is beautiful. And they're still coming out with great music with every expansion. So definitely, definitely something to check out. I think, even though if it's might not even be up your alley. Now I've been playing this game for a year now since release, and after a year, I actually highly recommend this game, even though it is a gacha game. Um, I think you can play this game completely free, and I highly recommend you play it free because it's a lot more fun that way. There's no pressure in wishing to get the character. I mean, it's fine, but the game does give you amount of free primo, which is the currency in the game that you use to summon characters and weapons. Lately, they've been pretty good at giving out primo gems, a lot more than before. But yeah, I don't recommend you pay for this game. I mean, like buy primo gems because it's a lot more fun earning it because the game is fairly easy. There's no need for you to rush and get 5-star characters. Those 4-star character is more than enough to pretty much beat this game. Even with the 4-star character weapons, you'll do just fine. The content is fairly easy. This game is really pretty casual. I mean, you can play it on the mobile. The nice thing about it is it's cross save too, so you can play it on the PC, the PS5, your mobile phone, and it's all cross save. So you can just pick up and resume anywhere between those three devices. So yeah, it's awesome. Now this game is going to be ongoing for years because supposedly I think there's like 7 or 8 major areas, and after a year so far we've gotten 3. The first one is where you start, which is Mondstadt. It's kind of like European inspired, and then you move on to Liwei, which is more like Chinese inspired, and then as at the moment we've got Inazuma, which is Japanese inspired. So there's still a lot more areas to explore in the future. Yeah, so it's kind of an ongoing game. The gist of the game is pretty much is a huge story. Every area has a major quest line and takes a fair amount to complete. Throughout the world, you're going to be exploring and undoing puzzles and unlocking chests, and that's really the super fun part about this game is the exploration. The world is beautiful, it's amazing, it's vast, and that's accompanied by that soundtrack. Like I said, it's just a very relaxing game to play. It's beautiful. It's if you played Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's akin to that. It's just a whole exploration. You can pretty much climb anywhere you want, like in Zelda. Just the chest is really the addicting part as you're exploring and you're finding chests and then a bunch of goodies, you know. But really, that stuff is really the backbone of this game. It's just the exploration. The story, to be honest, I really don't care that much about the story. Um, like I said, these characters are not really my thing. But if it is, I think it's an amazing story. If you're into these type of character, it's just the your sidekick that accompany you is really annoying. I find her super annoying. Her voice and just that character, that fairy character. I don't really like them. She's just super annoying to me. So I don't really care much for the story. It's just everything else. The gameplay is excellent. The fighting, the swapping of characters, the exploration, the music. I can't say enough about the music. It's just so good. Now the game does limit how fast you can level your characters and upgrade your characters because you get what's like a activity point, something like that. You get 160 activity point daily, and you run activities like dungeons and things like that to get materials to upgrade your talent, your weapons, and a lot of those require like 30 activity points, 40 activity points, 20, and so on. So the game limits you that way, so that way you don't level too fast and just destroys everything. So that's something to keep in mind as well. There's no limit to doing single player missions or anything like that. So you can blow through it in a matter of a week or two if you really wanted it. So, but when it comes to upgrading your characters and things like that, it's limiting that way because you can only do so many activities per day. If you're casual into these type of game, then you'll be okay because you won't blast through the content and then have nothing to do at the end. But if you hardcore it and you just run through it and just do the story and everything there is to do in just a matter of a few weeks, that can be a problem because, like I said, the limiting factor that you can only do so much per day. And then on top of that, there really isn't any end game except for one major dungeon that resets every twice a month. And that's pretty much all you have for end game. You get primo gems pretty much, which is the currency in game, and that's all you have for end game at the moment. Again, this game is pretty much aimed toward casual. There is events throughout the month. They're pretty good with that. They have events for you to do, and they're very, very easy events. This is something that that tie you over until the next big content update, pretty much. All right, so let's get into the 21:9 Ultrawide support. Now, this game supports Ultrawide natively, and it is perfect. It is gorgeous. Everything is native 21:9. Menus, cutscenes, movies, anything you can think of, even checking your emails or looking at their in-game event screen, anything. Pretty much everything is in ultra-wide. Nothing is 16:9. The performance of this game is excellent. It's extremely well optimized, and it does not take much to run at all, even on max setting. Unfortunately, it's only maxed out at 60 frames. For some reason on the mobile, it's 120 if you have like an iPhone, one of the later iPhone. But on PC, it still caps out at 60, unfortunately. So hopefully we can get a patch soon. But yeah, performance-wise, it's excellent. It runs like a dream. If this game seems interesting to you and you're wanting to give it a shot, these are my recommendation is don't spend money on the game initially. Play it, see if you like it. Don't be tempted into spending money because the game does a very good job of tempting you to spend money to wish on characters and weapons like that. But I assure you, if you do that, the game will become less enjoyable. It's very tempting to spend money, but take it from me, I've been playing for a year, and I highly recommend not spending any money unless you want to support the developer, buy a costume or something like that. But for the most part, I highly recommend that. Take your time. This game is very quality, so they're releasing content consistently, but it's fairly slow. So take your time, have fun, explore, and yeah, don't rush the game because there's really not much to do at the end, and if you enjoy the story, you're in for a treat. Alright, that about does it for this breakdown and review of Genshin Impact, and I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Take care. Peace out.